free mind. You crazy for this. Soulful. It's like our responsibility to make us feel something. You know, to make people feel. Make people feel what we feeling. Hey, yo.
Reggie here, and I want to welcome you to another one of my live streams. This is a little bit of some breaking news, and to some degree or another, I have given away the milk for free with a thumbnail that I chose to put up, but you know, it is all good. So some news has come out about 40 some odd minutes ago, and it appears that maybe CGC has reversed course. It's not quite clear whether they reversed course or whether this was always part of a master plan of some sort, depending upon where one chooses to align themselves. They may see it as one thing or the other, so I will not belabor that point. But some news has come out from our friends over at CGC that they are making some changes to the label, and they're also making some other changes. So this is the press release. CGC announces QR codes on labels and free grader notes for all. Free graders notes for all, not just those that have paid membership. Seems like month and a half ago that they made that change where you had to have a membership in order to actually get the graders notes, or a paid membership. I can't remember the details, but there was an uproar. There was an outcry. There was darn near a revolt for people, but maybe it was part of a plan. I don't know, right? But it says here that CGC is excited to announce that QR codes will now be included on all labels for all comics magazines, and that graders notes are now available to all for free. And it says that collectors and dealers can use the QR code to go to cgccomics.com/cert lookup to enter a collectible certification number and access not only the graders notes, but also the grade date, art comments, number graded in the CG census, and so much more. I added the emphasis. That was me. But here you go. This is what it actually is going to look like. It's going to be this little QR code off to the left-hand side of the back label, very similar to what CBCS does on their label. But again, now we have a QR code that you can use to actually look things up, and the details will be in the system. It says, in addition, with the addition of a QR code on the label, collectors can quickly look up a collectible and its pertinent information on the CGC website. Simply scan the QR code with your phone, specifically with the camera. When you do that, you'll get like an orange box. If you have an Apple phone, you get an orange oval right below it. You click on that, that opens your browser, and it takes you straight to the collectibles description. It says it's never been easier to verify that a CGC holder is genuine and has not been altered when transacting online. This is an essential knowledge that is now at your fingertips. And here you can see an example of what those graders notes will look like on this old version of an iPhone. No, I'm teasing. I don't know whether it's old, but there you go. It's cool. It's out there. It says when CGC graders examine a book, they may enter comments about its condition that describe problems, indicate the quality of interior pages, and help explain why the collectible received the grade that it did. And some people will say that all comics they are graded should have notes. They're probably not going to do that, but graders notes are free now. They are free for all people. And if you have a cell phone with a camera, you can now scan the QR code that will be on the back of the label to get the details. And it says, whenever a comic book has grader notes, CGC is making them available for free because they are a valuable part of the grading process that provide more information about the comic effectively immediately. Anyone can go to Verify CGC certification tool and enter the CGC number for the collectible you would like to look up. If graders notes are available, if they are available, they will be viewable here. Technically, it should be there, but hey, neither well, maybe I'm wrong. Grammatically, I'm not going to fight. But there you go. This is the breaking news. CGC is making a pivot to some degree or another. They have now reversed, if you will, and made graders notes available to everyone. But then the other improvement that they've made is that they've now added a QR code that makes it very simple and very easy for people to reference all of the available notes related to a comic. And you can see exactly what that actually looks like right there in terms of the QR code on the back side of the label. And then scrolling down, you can actually see exactly what the details are right there. All right, let me look at the chat real quick. Let me see. They might track better and help with theft. I think that's part of another conversation. Thomas, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you. He's got here early and still missed the beginning. Richard, you are a hilarious guy. Now they just need to provide notes. Most of my books come back without any, says Quinn. And again, brother, I don't know whether that's going to change. You know, at one point in time, I think it was only like the 9.8s and the 9.6s that did not have a lot of notes. But I think that there are other examples out there where there are no notes, and maybe there should be. I won't fight that battle. I won't fight that battle. Did I misunderstand a couple of weeks ago? Yeah. Richard, this is a reversal. It is a reversal, and I don't know whether it was the result of all of the community outcry against the removal, or I'm sorry, against the or against them doing it in such a way that you had to be a paid member, right, to access it. I don't know if that was the reversal. Maybe it was part of a master plan. I honestly don't know. There Vanessa's like, Vanessa's just putting it out there. They're getting so much negative press right now. They just needed to come up with something good. I would say that this is something good. I honestly, and I'm pro CGC. I'll be honest with you. I'm pro EGS. I'm pro CBCS. You know, I will give kudos where kudos are due, and I will hammer where hammering is necessary. This is a good move on their part. It is a good move. Let me see. Scrolling through, Jorge is basically saying it wasn't that hard to type in the number. No, that's true. That's true. But we do also have to recognize that they want to try to continue improving. They want to make sure that there is no daylight, if you will, between CBCS having an advantage over them in some way, shape, or form. And let's be completely honest, QR codes now are universal. I remember when QR codes were first introduced, people were like, what is that? What do I do with that? How do I? But because of COVID, I think that QR codes are much more standardized, much more understood than they were before. CBCS was definitely ahead of the curve with that. But now again, with this change, it's interesting. It's a good move on their part. I will also say to you, Jorge, maybe your vision is better than mine, but I'll be honest, man, some of those numbers look mighty small when you're trying to read them with a little bit of distance. So I'm definitely pleased for the QR code, and definitely pleased that they are making it for free for people to be able to access this stuff. Shout out to Wayne. How you doing, brother? It's good to see you. Okay, let me see. Yeah, Rob, it's been a long time since you've been around. It is good to see you. I have no doubt that they are working on the backlog, but let's be honest, right? The people that wrote the press release are not necessarily the people that are grading comics. The people that made the decision about, making the notes available are not the people that are grading the comic, right? So we have to believe that they're also trying to improve the backlog of the comics, right? So it's not like, they can only walk, right? They can walk and chew gum at the same time. And I'm confident that they are aggressively and robustly chewing that gum, i.e. grading those comics as we speak. All right. So, real quick, for those folks that came in a little late, this news broke maybe about an hour ago. CGC has now announced that they are making QR codes available on the back sides of the labels. The QR codes will give people access to graders notes, and now graders notes are free for everyone to be able to check out. It is good to see. I love when folks go away and then come back. It is good to see folks come back in that wonderful Spider-Man homage thumbnail right there. Side note, Thomas is bragging. Thomas is bragging. Let's pay attention to Thomas. I'm teasing. Savage She-Hulk #1. Congrats to you, brother. Lee Atkins, my brother. How you doing? It is good to see you. Nate McCall is up in here. It's good to see you. Scrolling through. See, some people are like, let's celebrate. Some people are like, let's celebrate some of the wins. You know what I'm saying? So we've got QR codes, and now we have free greatest notes. Lee Atkins and Rob are both happy. Now you can't go wrong. Hey, my man Ariel, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you. He says, here I'm thinking you're finally getting a Gibbon Gang label from CGC. No, brother. They keep rejecting me. They keep rejecting me. I send in my different drafts, and if they ever give me a shot at a label, it's going to be my face and not the Gibbon. I'm going to just be completely honest with you. Could you see my face on a label? That would be redunculous. It would be redunculous. All right. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up. If you guys came in a little late, go back, watch the rewind. There are some details in there. I kind of walked through the press release that has been issued by CGC. Again, I see this as very good news. My hope is that we as a community will also see this as positive things and not just look at it as an opportunity to bash CGC all over again. They're making progress. Progress is good. This is what people want. Celebrate the win. Wait for the next one to come. All right, with that said, we're going to wrap this up. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me just a little bit. As a reminder, there is going to be another video dropping later today at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But in the interim, or if ever, if you need me, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram at Regie Collects. Take care.
My body ate itself until it found its passion. They got fat while we starved, but it's power in fasting. Until I turn to ashes, I remain stoic through my rap heroics. I painted 10,000 poems, then I drank the potion of poetry in motion. I started choking, it was potent. My throat chakra downloaded, knowledge hungry. I was embarrassed I could ask my parents for money when I had a full tummy. So I asked for wisdom, better than crypto, sweeter than honey. I don't take it for granted, I don't wear